Bernie Sanders breezed through Toronto recently and he absolutely gushed over our healthcare system. Good thing Comrade Sanders didn't get sick while he was visiting though, because then maybe he might have changed his tune about medicine, Maple Leaf style. So back in late October, former U.S. presidential candidate Bernie Sanders took a tour of 3 Hogtown hospitals. The Toronto Star was quick to report that Senator Sanders was in awe, yes, he was in awe of our great Canadian healthcare system. Especially notable was the photo op tour Sanders took part in at Women's College Hospital, in which he observed a refugee who had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. An incredulous Sanders asked aloud, "She's getting treatment for free?" And he received numerous nods of affirmation from the assorted provincial political puppets that were on hand. Yeah, free healthcare for one and for all. Woohoo! You know, I'll try to keep this in mind next time I take inventory of all those deductions on my pay stub. In any event, for a 76-year-old, Bernie seems to be quite healthy. And that's a darn good thing too, because if Bernie had fallen ill on his whiz-bang road trip and had to actually experience the Canadian healthcare system, well, that is to say, if he had to experience the system in the same fashion common Canuck schmucks do, well, let's just say Bernie might not be such a big fanboy anymore. Consider this, just a few days after Bernie vermoosed back to Vermont, another healthcare story was making headlines, and it was an awe-inspiring story too, for all the wrong reasons. In a nutshell, a family doctor in Kingston, Ontario referred her patient to the hospital to see a neurologist for a brain scan. The patient was informed by the hospital to check back in 4.5. 4.5 what, you ask? 4.5 days, 4.5 weeks, 4.5 months? Would you believe 4.5 years? Yeah, that's right. We'll see you bright and early come April 2022, kiddo. Assuming you're still alive, that is. In the meantime, take 2 aspirins and get plenty of rest. Alas and alack, yet another scathing indictment of how broken our free healthcare system is, despite the billions of tax dollars that feed this insatiable beast. And it's getting worse. Indeed, the Fraser Institute keeps track of wait times for healthcare in Canada. In 1993, the median wait time was 9.3 weeks. Last year, the median wait time hit 20 weeks, the longest ever recorded. This despite the fact that when compared to 28 other universal healthcare systems, Canada ranks number 3 in terms of the percentage of the economy that goes into healthcare spending. Translation, we're not getting a lot of bang for our healthcare buck. Indeed, as it stands right now, long wait times for so many procedures tend to be the rule, not the exception. According to the Fraser Institute report, national wait times are longest for neurosurgery at just under a year, 46.9 weeks to be precise, which is certainly better than a 4.5-year wait, but hardly something to be proud of. A patient can also expect long wait times for orthopedic surgery at 38 weeks, ophthalmology at 28.5 weeks, gynecology at 18.8 weeks, and urology at 16.2 weeks. Even general surgery has a typical wait time of 12.1 weeks. We all know we have a problem that will worsen as the population ages. So the question arises, what do we do about it? I would argue a sensible solution would be to embrace a 2-tier healthcare system, such as what exists in France and Germany. Thus, if you are blessed with enough disposable income to book yourself into a private facility right away, make it so. And by taking this course of action, the wait times for those who need the publicly funded healthcare system is reduced. I think that's called win-win. There's just one hitch, however. Universal healthcare, despite its numerous inherent flaws, has achieved sacred cow status in Canada. Tragically, even attempting to have an honest discussion about a 2-tier system is a pipe dream at best. At worst, it's likely an act of political suicide for whichever elected official dares to raise this topic. Which is why we can expect the status quo to remain unchanged. There is no political will to tamper with this sacred cow. In the meantime, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for progressive tourists like Bernie Sanders, but The great Canadian free healthcare system is no panacea for what ails Americans. Sure, it might look great on paper, and it does tend to work fine once a patient secures a hospital bed. There's just one hitch, really. You might end up dying while waiting in line. For The Rebel.Media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, The Rebel has an all-new fall lineup. Please visit therebel.media/shows and check it out.